So here's the pattern. We'll start with a small tail, create our slip knot. You want it to be 1 finger in size. Don't make your knot very tight. And then pull up 6 more loops, 1 finger loops. And we're going to knit in our top humps here, pulling up other loops across the top. These last ones are harder to get. It gets tight down here. Another one right there. One, two, three, four, 5, 6. So we have our six loops. And now we're going to turn it around. Just going to put your tail off to the side for now. And we're going to pull up loops across the bottom now in the same humps that are across the bottom. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to add 1 more in when we go around. We're going to go around 1 time, and we're going to add 1 more so we have 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's where we're going to add it in. It's right there after number 4. We're going to increase right here and just add 1 more loop. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So let's go ahead and use our clip. And we're going to mark the loop that was number 11. And just go ahead and pull out that 12th loop, but we have 12 loops all together. So now you have to decide if you want it to have a purled look or if you want it to have the knitted look. I prefer the knitted look, so you have to change direction, because if you keep knitting the way that you are in a counterclockwise rotation and pulling from the back to the front, that'll create a purled look for your purse. And so what I do here is I change course, and I start going clockwise and knitting from the inside out. And so I'm going to start right here, and that's going to create your knitted look. So it's up to you how you want to do that and what you want the outside of your purse to look like. So right now I'm just going around and knitting all 12 until I get back to my clip. There's number 12. Back to my clip. Got the bottom of our purse there. And you can see how it's starting to build up. Okay. And so really you're just going to go around until you build it to the size that you want it to be. Keeping those one finger loops, utilizing your kiss and knit technique so you don't have big holes. So you want to grab the one that you're about to knit, kiss it to the one you just knitted, and then knit it. Kiss, knit, kiss, knit. And keep your loop sizes consistent. One finger loops, very small. And you're just going to keep going around and build up that size. And as far as your tail, down here at the bottom, you can just put that on the inside of the purse. And you can do whatever you want with it. I'll probably just tie a little knot here on the inside. That's already your slip knot, so it already has one knot. So just tie a nice little knot there. And then you could just leave that if you want to, or you can trim it off. Whatever you think you want to do. And that's just part of the bottom of the purse now. So we're right here after I've gone up about 15 to 16 rows up, but also however many that you want it to be. And now I'm going to do my close off, which is much like the blanket technique, well, exactly like it, where you pull up a loop. Now you have two. You push that one you just knitted into the one next to it. And we're just going to do that all the way around and close off these loops. And then when you get down to your last loop and you're here on the side, you can see where you started your close off. And there's just a little bit of weirdness here, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to pull up another loop right here. It's just along the side. Push it through. And it's still not quite there. There's this one loop that is going kind of north to south that goes into our close-off look right here, we're going to pull up another loop through that. Push it in. And then it really looks like it connects up right there. And then this loop becomes the start of our purse strap. And you can see right here that that's a little bit big. And so that is this loop right here before we pulled up a loop in this one. So we're going to make that one just a little smaller. Then pull up that loop. So we want our side to look really nice. And then push it through. And this will be the beginning of our strap. So see how I made that smaller? And it just blends a lot nicer. And to build your strap, you just keep chaining up. And I think a good size for crossbody, and these are just little 1-finger loops, is about 40. So pull up 40 loops, and then I'll show you what to do on the other side. So I chained about somewhere between 34 and 40. I sort of lost track because I just wanted to measure on my body and make sure that the crossbody fits me the way that I want it to. So just do that, because it could be a different number of loops from person to person. I like my strap to be about 40 inches long, so you can go off of that. But as you're chaining, just keep kind of measuring it with your body, put it on yourself, and kind of see how it would fit you, because everybody is different on where they want their purse to fall on their body and how long they want their strap to be. So what you're going to want to do is find, so here's the side where we've started the strap, and then we're working over here on this other side, so the side of your purse, and when you look, there's a loop that's just right here that coincides with the side of your purse. So you're going to pull that last loop that you just knitted on your purse strap, and you're going to push it through and pull it all the way up. Make sure you get the whole loop through, and then you're going to take your tail and you're going to push it through that loop and pull it tight. But be careful, don't yank off your tail. So pull that nice and tight there. So see, then you have your other side. Matches that side. So now you're going to want to secure it a little bit more. So far we just have that one little, can't even really call it a knot. So we're going to go right underneath there, inside the purse, and just find another loop down there. Pull your tail through that. And then push it through the hole and tie another knot. And I like to do one more just for good measure, because if one of the knots comes loose, well, if the last knot comes loose, there's still 2 knots. And you can cut off the tail and burn it in. I like that there's no burn chunks in this purse at all. So I'm just going to tie the 3 knots up here. Make sure they're nice and tight. And then I'm just going to trim that off. The worst thing that'll happen is one of the knots comes a little loose, and they'll get a little tail, and they can just tie a knot again if you give it to someone. If it happens to my own, I know what to do. But it's very secure with 3 knots right there. But if you don't feel secure about that, then go ahead and burn it in. So look how cute this is. It's so adorable. That's the bottom. How cute. Happy knitting, everybody.